welcome to a brand new episode of the podcast entitled Couch Potatoes Unite! ! This is a podcast based on a blog of the same name because it's the Doctor Who we are. Get it? Yeah, that's not my best one. My name is Kylie and I love TV. If you feel the same, keep listening and or checking out the blog at couchpotatoesunite.wordpress.com as you're bound to find some common ground or something you like. For Couch Potatoes Unite, we're all about the wonders and the unique long-form storytelling of the small screen. CPU! Hope spring is near to blooming in your neck of the woods. We also hope you've been following releases of brand new episodes of the podcast on Wednesdays, as well as new blog entries on some Tuesdays, and as always, we have several more new episodes on the way. Because the panelists and I live lives behind our podcast, the episodes are published once per week. Subscribe to the blog or the podcast via iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and via Google Play to stay on top of brand new episodes. Episodes already published discuss a variety of shows around the water cooler, including but not limited to Broadchurch, New Girl, Game of Thrones, Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Gotham, Supernatural, The 100, Once Upon a Time, Stranger Things, and the Arrowverse, including Arrow, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, and Supergirl. Plus, more episodes are in the works, including revisits for How to Get Away with Murder, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, and our American Horror Story series covering Roanoke, a revisit to our Marvel Defenders series when we talk Iron Fist, final visits with our Grimm and Vampire Diaries panels to say goodbye to these long-running and ending series in two-part episodes. Plus, we'll be launching new panels covering Sense8, new series examining Sherlock, and an anniversary retrospective about the Buffyverse covering Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel. And because we also look back at shows now past, we'll be looking back at Glee, Person of Interest, and Third Rock from the Sun. What's more, CPU from time to time goes live. We've appeared at Comedy Outlet Mondays at Dog Story Theater and at Grand Rapids Comic-Con in Grand Rapids, Michigan while streaming live on Facebook. More live appearances are being planned, so make sure you like us at our Facebook page, our Twitter, follow us at CPU Podcast, our Instagram at Couch Potatoes Unite, and or our Pinterest at CPU Podcast, or subscribe to the blog, our YouTube channel, our iTunes channel, our Stitcher Radio channel, or find us on Google Play. In the meantime, if you don't hear a show in this podcast format, fellow panelists and I still write reviews, and we're always seeking new panelists, so if you have any interest in joining the discussion, say hello by finding us at any one of those outlets aforementioned. At the very least, stop by and leave us a thumbs up, comment, or review. We like feedback of all kinds. Whether we choose to listen to it, well, we'll call that doctor's privilege, shall we? Today, we're around the water cooler and checking in to discuss the 2016 Christmas special of Doctor Who, which aired on BBC America on December 25th, 2016. Our illustrious panel of eager Whovians, the technical term for Doctor Who fans, are gathered together once again, though with some turnover, as it sometimes happens around here, to discuss and digest this special and to speculate on the future of the series, including who might assume the 13th incarnation of the titular Doctor, as Peter, well actually be the 14th, as Peter Capaldi has officially announced that Series 10 will be his last in the famous role. If you're unfamiliar with Doctor Who, it's the long-running science fiction TV show about an alien known as a Time Lord who travels around in a police call box that serves as a spaceship and time machine, which is called the TARDIS. With companions in tow, he discovers all manner of space civilizations and eras from the beginning to the end of time, from one end of the universe to the other, and he has made himself a few enemies along the way. The show has been in existence on and off for over 50 years. For more detailed plot summaries of prior seasons, or as the British call them, series, listen to that or other prior podcast episodes, or check out our other Doctor Who entries on the blog. If you didn't already know, you can click the floating box at the top right of the header, the picture with the TV watcher, and search for any blog entry or prior podcast episode, which, though not as good as a sonic screwdriver, is still a pretty handy thing. For now, our resident Whovians, including Kristen, Sarah, and Nick, losing one old voice but gaining two voices new to the panel, but not to the podcast, have reconvened or convened for the first time to discuss the intergalactic and less than stellar points of the Christmas special around our water cooler today, which we should remind listeners is bigger on the inside. It should be noted that all of our panelists have viewed the entire revival series to date and may discuss sensitive plot points, so for those of you who are not up to date on Doctor Who, listen at your own risk, as there may be major spoilers. Welcome back, panel. How are you today?
Wonderful.
Good. Yay, we're back.
Yeah.
Yay, we're back. Are you excited? That was a scary sound effect.
No, it's appropriate.
It was a sonic screwdriver, just in case it didn't read.
I have a pizza cutter version of that.
Nice.
Secret Santa.
Thanks, Santa. Well, before we get started talking about the Christmas special, the person who brought the sonic screwdriver and a cohort who has appeared on many of our panels, mainly our superhero panels, but really most of our nerdy panels, are here to appear on yet another nerdy panel. So what I'd like to do is have them introduce themselves to those who have been following the Doctor Who series. And then I'm going to have you answer a question. Now, we don't do the standard CPU character question on Doctor Who because there really is only one recurring character, and that is the Doctor. But what I'm going to do is ask you the following question that you'll have to answer, and then we're all going to go around the table again or around the water cooler again and remind who's on the panel, and I'm going to ask you a different question. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
All right. So, new panelists, what we need you to do is tell us your first name only, how you came to watch Doctor Who, what made you start watching, what kept you watching, how'd you find out about it, that whole business. And then answer the following question. Are you a hardcore Whovian? You've watched everything from the first to the current Doctor, and all because you chose to do so. Obviously, it's an unparalleled science fiction classic, so you're going to watch it forever. Are you a new Whovian? You found the revival series all by yourself and look upon it as one who viewed Star Trek The Next Generation first might look on Star Trek The Original Series, a better version of the old with better special effects. Also, you're totally an expert on these newer series. You can tell people all about Rose Tyler, Amy and Rory Pond, River Song, and the Fields of Trenzalore. And chances are you're a Tennant fangirl or a Matt Smith devotee. No judgments because they're dreamy, cute, funny, awesome, etc. Are you a classic Whovian? This newfangled stuff is nice and all, but no one compares to the 4th Doctor, and maybe the 5th, not the 6th, but definitely the 4th. Jelly baby, anyone? Are you a converted Whovian? You didn't start watching this stuff until someone told you to, and you find yourself becoming hardcore, new, or classic. You can pick one of those as a result. It's like being born again, but with science fiction. Are you a casual Whovian? You've seen a few episodes. You get that there's this guy in a police call box that travels through space and time and some scary baddies like rolling garbage cans and scary angel statues, and you enjoy it when you watch it, but you're just not devoted or anything. Or are you a non-Whovian? I don't know why you're here if you are, but are you a non-Whovian? You don't really like the show, but you like talking about TV, or you like the show without having to give yourself a label. In fact, calling yourself a non-Whovian seems pretty antithetical to your state of being. Who would like to start?
Wow.
That's from one of the original CPU episodes, because we piloted with Doctor Who, did we not?
We did?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
I was just hung up because you said that we had non-nerdy panels, and I couldn't think of what those were.
Yeah, which ones are non-nerdy?
Yeah,
Are there any girls, full...
No, nerdy, dorky, no, sorry.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, then everything's nerdy.
Broadchurch.
Just because it's not science
Broadchurch. How to Get Away with Murder?
Yeah, that one's kind of
I'm not in any of those, so...
Well, and that's true. That's a different conversation.
That's true.
Sorry, Hilary, go ahead.
Oh, it's okay. So I'm Hilary.
Hi, Hilary.
Hi, and I started watching Doctor Who literally at the beginning of Matt Smith, like when it was in real time. I think, so I don't know what year would that be. Now, it's been a
Probably
few years.
2011.
Yeah, I think that's when it was.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I more or less kind of started watching, like Kyle just had started watching the reboot portion of the Who episodes just before that. And that's kind of what made me start to watch it too, because he was like instantly, like I think he's probably going to talk about it, but he used to watch some of the older episodes and then like...
Stealing my answer.
Sorry. It was having like this resurgence, and so we started watching it kind of together. With that being said, my favorite Doctor...
That's not the question I asked yet.
What is the question? Sorry.
The question is, which Whovian are you?
Jeez.
Do a podcast lately?
Good Lord.
Well, the last one she did, to be fair, was the DCTU when no one was in the same room.
Okay. I wonder why I keep getting lost in my thought process. No, I think I would probably mostly be categorized as, I think you said, the new Whovian. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we started watching all of the reboot Who episodes. I've seen many of the old Who episodes, but not all of them. And probably for those same reasons that a lot of other people have. I mean, I was instantly addicted to all of the newer episodes, and I did go back and watch some of them, but I still haven't hit every single thing. Maybe a little bit of that one. What was the one where, like, somebody suggested it to you?
Converted.
I mean, kind of a little bit of that, but we still kind of discovered it together at the same time, so I think that's probably where I'm mostly at.
And you should remind the listener of the dynamics.
Yes. So Kyle is my husband, and he's going to talk in a second, and the moderator is my sister.
It's true.
I'm Kyle.
Welcome, Hilary.
Oh. Anyway, I'm Kyle.
Hi, Kyle.
I was a classic Whovian. When I was a kid on PBS, they always play reruns, mostly the 5th Doctor, sometimes the 4th. So that's what I grew up on. That was Doctor Who for me. And in 1996, I was really excited for the Fox, the 8th Doctor, who's actually he's my favorite Doctor, even though he's the shortest tenure. But that's what I grew up on. And so when it came back, I wasn't that interested in it. I didn't think it looked that good. But then I started to hear all the rave reviews by the time David Tennant had taken over. And so I was like, okay, well, obviously there's something to this. So I started watching that, and then by the time I finished David Tennant, Matt Smith was starting, and that's when I got my wife into it.
Aha. Well, welcome, Kyle. And now we'll start with the old panelists and go around the water cooler. As of right now, remind us who you are, and then as of right now, say who your favorite Doctor is of the 13. 13 with the War Doctor.
Hi, I'm Kristen.
Hi, Kristen.
Hi, Kylie. And my favorite still is and will always continue to be David Tennant. Because I love him. It's always Tennant. He was my first Doctor. That's never going to change.
She's a Tennant fan, girl.
I am. Hardcore.
I'm Sarah.
Hi, Sarah.
I like Matt Smith.
She does.
The best. Yes. Yes. Well, I don't like Capaldi at all, so who would have usurped him at this point?
That hasn't changed.
No one. No, has not.
Because you don't know what he's saying.
I have no idea what he's saying. We'll get to that later. I don't understand a word he says. That's not his fault. I'm sure it's me, but I don't know.
Probably not always
The
you.
TARDIS translator is working for you.
When the first time he turned into Peter Capaldi, and he said that line of gibberish, I was like, I have no idea what the hell's going on right now.
Agreed. I think we had to put the subtitles on. I'm like, what is going on?
Rewatchability.
And welcome back, Sarah.
Thanks.
And
good to be here. Around the water cooler.
With your husband,
That's me.
instigator.
Oh,
Hi, Nick.
hi.
So who's your favorite Doctor?
I don't know. Eccles, just no.
I liked him. Yeah.
Is he your favorite?
Heck no.
I feel like most people would say that.
See, he's like vanilla. People are okay with it, but they never pick it first.
There you go.
Wow.
You're so deep, Kyle.
Right?
I like vanilla.
Where was this all day?
I tend to pick it first for most things.
Do you like chocolate better?
It depends on what I'm getting.
But what if you could get vanilla with cookie dough in it? Would that be your first choice?
Why?
Yeah.
What's happening?
David Tennant's the cookie dough.
Is it a milkshake or ice cream? Because if it's a milkshake, I want plain vanilla.
Yeah, if it's a milkshake,
Yeah,
I want vanilla.
I don't
Even
want
if
any
it's-
chunks.
But even if it's ice cream, I still like plain vanilla with
Yeah.
all the toppings and sprinkles.
Patrick Troughton.
Not.
I think that's who I said when we first recorded.
The
I think I
second
said the
Doctor.
second Doctor.
Yep. You did say that.
Because it's hard to pick for me between Tennant and Smith. Because I enjoy them equally.
So you went, in order to break the tie, you
Yeah, I
picked the
went
second Doctor?
Yeah. I think I had reasons. I think some of his characteristics that were so different from the first, all the new Doctors try to tie in.
Yeah, I mean,
because the
that-
old cranky guy
That's
didn't
kinda
have
fair.
the crazy recorder, and I don't know.
I
the
mean,
little
Matt
goofy
Smith
aspect.
says the second Doctor is like his huge inspiration, so...
And I feel like the two main personality traits that the Doctor always has is that he could turn on a dime being angry and back to happy, which I think you get from William Hartnell's original portrayal, and then Patrick Troughton is the other half, the silly, goofy guy, and almost everyone else has pulled a little of both. So sure, I'll stick with that.
I still like 10 the best. But 11's a close second for me. David Tennant and Matt Smith. And I haven't watched enough of the classics to be able to
I know.
include
It's
them.
hard.
I've seen bits and pieces all along, but
So my favorite is also Matt Smith. He was my first Doctor, as the saying goes. Tennant is very, very, very close to second. But there is something about Matt Smith that, I don't know, it just immediately struck me and I was immediately hooked just because of him. And he's also, like, I've met him in person too. He's very similar to his doctor too. So it just kind of brings that magic all together when you think of the Doctor. But I love Tennant too. Like, he is literally just... And I've gotten a lot of crap from Tennant fan people over the years. But...
You won't hear.
I know. She's very open to everybody. But there are other people... there are other people who are, like, not very open about it. So...
Well, I didn't like Matt Smith. I already talked about that in a previous...
Oh.
He doesn't like you either. He told Hilary.
That's right. You guys can have him.
We will have him.
Thank you, and I will take him.
You're thinking you're getting weird responses from that, but everyone like thinks I'm messing with them when I say I love the Eighth
That's
Doctor.
true. You know what?
Everyone seriously thinks I'm joking.
You know what? That's because
so
most
sweet.
Yeah, that's
most
he's
people
the
haven't
most.
actually watched.
He's a very romantic
that. I'm
Doctor.
convinced
Yeah, and that's
of
how
that.
they'd
I
always
haven't seen
describe
it
him.
since
Right.
the 90s.
That's what I'm
when it
saying.
came
Like,
out.
I don't
Yeah.
think most people take the time, which isn't fair.
No, it's a great little
It
movie.
is.
Yeah, well,
it's a
and
great movie.
he did the most of those Big Finish radio productions.
Mm-hmm.
So his
the
doctor
voice.
actually has
A
the most
lot.
backstory and the most companions. And then when they brought him back for the special, The Night of the Doctor, where they showed his regeneration, like I was so excited about that.
That was well deserved.
Oh, and to John
well done.
Hurt.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
We love you.
It took us
Back to the vanilla discussion, though. It's funny because my first Doctor was Christopher Eccleston, and he didn't sell it for me.
Christopher Eccleston has two main things going against him. The first season of the reboot, so it's kind of finding what it is.
Yeah,
Finding its path.
And then he's gone.
Yeah.
which he chose
So
to do,
he
but
chose
still.
to do.
Right, so it's really tough for that to be anyone's doctor.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
He was also
Yeah,
supposed to
it's
be the
true.
War Doctor, but he couldn't come back for it.
He was supposed to be in it.
Yeah, he was supposed to be because it
I've
was it was just supposed to be a reunion of all of the new.
The new
Yeah,
Doctor.
those never work out.
But then he signed on to do
Thor.
Thor 2, be the villain, and he couldn't do it. So then they had to. That's why you have the awkward. Oh, this face you've never seen before.
Yeah,
I liked it though.
yeah,
I know,
think
but I
it
was
worked.
just like, think about how amazing it would have been if it would have been all of the new Doctors.
Just like the first time, how amazing would it have been if William Hartnell didn't die before they wrote the script? So they just filmed him saying random words on. He appeared on a screen.
the 4 Doctors.
The very
The
first 3
original.
Doctors, they brought them all together in the
Yeah.
classic Who, and then they did it again with the 5 Doctors. But again,
Yeah.
the first one was dead, and Tom Baker didn't come back. So they used the wax dummy of him for production stills. It's really weird.
all
Yeah.
that happened.
They tried to make the best of their situation. Maybe it wasn't the best, but they tried.
That, I think, is a lovely segue into why we're here today. So you kind of have a read of the room, listener. This is the Doctor Who fandom sampling that we're talking about today. And let's talk about the Return of Doctor Mysterio, which is the Christmas special for this year, and is, of course, leading into the premiere of Series 10, which is on April 15. What did you think of it? What did you like? What didn't you like? What are your thoughts?
It was a little vanilla for me. I didn't mind it. I liked it. Not having Doctor Who for a whole year, it was nice to have an episode. But when the last episode we had was the one with River and her last episode, that was a solid episode.
I think it was Capaldi's best. Him playing off of her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, their chemistry was really good.
Yeah, so that I enjoyed the episode, but I didn't hear you complain about not being able to understand what he was saying in this episode.
No, I was just bored and I didn't like it.
Oh, Sarah
Oh.
didn't
No.
like it.
I'm sorry. I know this is unpopular among this crowd. Maybe not Kristen. I don't love the superhero stuff. I don't mind it. It's fine, but it just seemed like I don't
It felt
need.
weird with Doctor Who.
Yeah, I didn't need it there. I just
Yeah.
didn't. And it was cute at the beginning with the little boy, and he thought he was Santa, and I was like, oh, that's so cute. Then he swallowed the thing, and I'm like, kid, you equal dumb right now.
Well,
Like,
how about the Doctor giving like the most powerful thing he owns
oh,
To
hold
a
this.
2-year-old.
to a little kid?
Yeah, I was like,
That he just met.
And then I wanted to see, like, I thought it would have been cool if he kept visiting the kid growing up. Like, are you still using your powers? I mean, maybe he did, and we just didn't see that. And then it went to him with a baby, and I was like, who's that person? Like, I didn't know what was going on. And then I didn't like it, and I didn't like that girl, and I didn't like her face, and I just didn't like the whole thing.
Strong feeling.
I only watched it because I had to. Otherwise, I probably would have turned it off. I know. I'm sorry. I know it's unpopular. You're losing me, Doctor Who. You're losing me.
Well, good news, bad news for you is that there's only one more season of Peter.
And it's a short season, too. It's like 12 episodes or something.
Well, that's how long it usually is.
Yeah.
It's short. It feels like it's shorter.
But I'm not going to lie, now that it's not on Netflix, it's really hard for me to watch it. It's hard
on
for
Amazon Prime.
I don't have that.
Okay.
We did have it, and it still cost money. Like, it wasn't free if you had Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
The old series are free, so you can get from 2005 to the end of the 9th.
Right, but how long would we have to wait for?
I don't know. I haven't tested
They're
that.
losing my viewership through this, and I know it's not like the series itself, but it's making it harder and harder for me to want to watch it because I can't get it anywhere.
You don't have easy access.
I don't have easy access. I don't love Capaldi. I don't hate him. I didn't hate him in this special per se. He didn't really annoy me or bother me. It's just the writing was just kind of not to what I expect from Doctor Who. It didn't have a lot of like science fiction-y stuff. I guess I had the people. I don't know.
My problem.
It was a long rant, guys, with the people with their heads getting cut off and stuff, but whatever.
That felt real Doctor Who.
It did.
Well, because they were the same villains from the 2015 special.
I don't remember
Ish.
that.
They were in it. They were the brains in the jars. It was the same thing.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. Wow.
It was a while ago. So, I mean, in your
Yeah.
defense...
What Doctor was it?
It was the same
It's
one
still
for the
the
Wedding
same
of River
one.
Song.
Yeah.
The guys with the slashed on their face that
What?
could open
What?
their heads. Those were the
It's
same
the same
guys.
brains. It was the continuity where it was the same villains, just in a different...
I didn't even remember that one guy.
Oh yeah,
that
I was like, how's
who?
this guy back?
No.
Are they gonna?
Because they even
I'm
said
like, who?
that
Who's
he said that
They did say it, but
yeah,
I go.
the doctor
Nope.
reconstructed his brain from
And she was like,
Hydroflex's body.
She was like, "What do you mean back? Like from the last episode we watched?"
Like, nope, nothing. Don't remember. I don't know. I think I'm not engaged in Doctor Who because I don't like it right now, so I don't remember any of it.
I don't
so
blame
it's like
Capaldi though. I blamed the Capaldi companion relationship.
That could be.
So I'm optimistic going in forward with the next series.
Then you might be sad. Because Nardle's sticking around.
I like Nardle.
Oh.
I meant
Okay.
He's talking about
I'm like,
Clara, I
yeah.
think.
Okay.
But I liked
I like
her.
him,
Yeah.
and we might. Not that we're ready to segue, but I'm kind of excited Nardle's back because we've been having interesting relationships between the Doctor and the companion. But like classic Who, sometimes you got these four weird people, and an alien is sometimes involved, or a Time Lord. So I kind of like that we have a non-human join in the mix, and to see what's going on with that.
So what did you all... We have...
Sorry.
Yeah.
We
Sorry.
have this...
It's alright.
Jeez, Sarah.
See,
contrasting.
There was so much backstory that happened between the husbands of River Song and the Return of Doctor Mysterio. There was so much that they tried to like throw at us too quickly, and it took me not only watching it twice to understand it, but also reading Wikipedia to understand all the continuity. Like that the brain people were the same because it had been so long since I'd watched the other one, and that Nardle was reconstructed, and he was fixing the thing on the roof in the very beginning, the 1992.
Because he said he could never go back to New York again. But now
he's there.
He's fixing it.
And he's fixing the problem with the paradoxes from the Angels Take Manhattan when he lost the pond. Mm-hmm. So that's why he was there. But then this also takes place after his final date with River Song at the Singing Towers, the 24-year night thing. So there's a lot that happened off screen that they just kind of like glossed over to tell us where we were. That could have been better.
I think the episode focused a lot on references more than it did the actual story itself. But the story itself, I felt like being kind of a, as Sarah pointed out, a nerdy comic book superhero fan, there were lots of references, I feel like, or tie-ins to, like, a Superman, and then, because he becomes Grant becomes a superhero. You can tell that they were, I don't know, didn't Stephen Moffat still just write this episode?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
But it's like a fanboy episode a little bit, but it was mostly a lot of references to, like, DC characters and Marvel characters. Like, his room was, like, splattered with Spider-Man stuff, I think.
Yeah, Spider-Man,
Captain
Batman,
America.
Yeah. So, but then all of the other Doctor Who story tie-ins were kind of squeezed in there, too, along the way, too. I still liked the story. I felt it was charming. I didn't feel it was that as Christmassy as some of the other specials have been, but I did also still like the Husbands of River Song better, too, like Nick said. So, like, I didn't dislike it, but it's probably not one of my favorite Christmas specials. I still enjoyed it when we all watched it, though, on Christmas Day. It still had some of the special feels, but it's probably not one of the stronger specials.
Well, it doesn't. Yeah. Once the kid grows up that first day, it's not tied into Christmas at
No,
all.
it's not. That's why I said it's not very Christmassy whatsoever.
It started out strong, like, oh, it's Santa. He thinks he's Santa. That's so cute.
Like, I thought he was going to come back every year on Christmas.
But they've already played that storyline with Matt Smith.
That's true.
They did.
They already did that, so I can see where they didn't. But I agree with Hilary. As far as Christmas specials go, this one is mid, if not a mid-low.
I don't think Christmas specials are high up on my...
Well, I mean, just the Christmas specials in and of itself. This is not a high-ranking one for me.
Yeah, see, that's my problem. To me, it felt like a kind of a throwaway episode. Like a... pandering to the superhero popularity right now.
Who they also know are probably nerdy and watching Doctor Who.
Which is...
Shall I bring up my theory now? So Kristen and I saw a Lego Batman movie last night, and of course the Daleks
made an
appear
appearance.
in the
Well, they were
movie.
Called the British robots.
The British
Ask
robots,
your
but they
nerdy
were
friends.
but they were clearly Daleks, and they clearly said exterminate. And so my thought
There
was
a
maybe
couple
they
Doctor
had
Who jokes in that movie.
There was.
So I think maybe they did a little trademark exchange because timing wise in release they were very close. So Doctor Who got to talk about all the DC and some Marvel too, I guess, and then Lego Batman got to use Daleks.
If you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours.
Pretty much.
But how much did that help the episode? Like, how much did you care that, oh, there's Spider-Man
poster.
It did.
Which isn't DC anyway.
There was DC.
You liked it.
I don't know. I did like it.
It had another thing going against it. Like, we went a whole year without Doctor Who.
That's the biggest thing. I think
People
that was
were probably expecting like a wow factor. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, that's my thing. It's like if it was just a regular season episode, I would have probably put it as like a highlight. But after waiting, especially as good as the Wedding of River Song was, and then like going from that high and being really excited to that episode, I felt like it deducted points from it.
I have to agree with Nick, though. The Christmas specials don't... I know, it happened again.
He was so smug right there, people.
She's agreeing with me, guys.
He's got to write it while it happens. It doesn't happen very often.
That's fair.
Yep.
But I think... I think the Christmas specials are, generally speaking, not my favorite compared to the seasons that come before or after. As Christmas specials go, was this a great one? No. Did I have high expectations for it? I don't think so either, because the Christmas specials never break my expectation barrier. Like, I'm never wowed by them. So I basically was just happy to have a new Doctor Who episode. Like, oh, hooray. And then a lot of the references were, the Easter eggs and things were to the Superman comic, and Superman is my favorite, so I delighted in those a little bit.
I figured out the problem.
You don't like Superman?
No, I like the Christmas specials. Maybe that's why I'm so mad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
You
it didn't
wanted
feel
to
like
be
a
more.
Christmas
Well,
special.
yeah, because I actually enjoy those because, as previously stated, I don't think I can remember what's going on half the time. Like, I don't know what's happening in my brain or if I'm just losing it. But I don't really always need to know for the Christmas specials. And then this one I felt like I did need to know, like Kristen said, and I didn't. And I got mad about it.
Well, and you really liked the River Song
I
one.
can't. I loved it.
It was really good.
I really loved it because that's the stuff I like, is like the romance. I'm just a big...
Honestly, that episode was the best episode of that whole season.
Yes.
It was.
Yes. And anything with her in it. I just love.
I said, like, she, like, because a lot of people have had their qualms about Peter Capaldi, and it's like she elevated his doctor instantaneously.
Yeah, but it could have gone bad.
It
Was
could
that
have.
the only time those two actors in this... Like, is that the first time we even saw Capaldi with her?
Yeah.
So that
first
could have
and the
been
last.
real big letdown, ending it with him.
Is Alex Kingston just that good?
Probably.
She is pretty good.
I mean, I love her. But I just, like, she really did tie it
Her
all together.
chemistry with Capaldi was very good.
I actually think she had a better chemistry with him than she did with Matt Smith.
Me too.
Well,
that was such a
completely
Mrs.
disagree with
Robinson
that,
dynamic.
but still.
I think the beauty
age
about her
appropriate.
is partially the writing, how she knows what's
makes
what,
sense.
and we don't know, and he doesn't know, and he always knows. So when he doesn't know, it adds that little mystique to it. So I liked that give and take with Matt Smith a ton, and I thought it was very interesting how she could also have it with Capaldi. Like, she really did separate in as if it were... I mean, she didn't know at first, but she...
Yeah,
I don't know.
he knew.
He
And
knew.
he was messing with her.
Well, that's
But
why I
she-
like it. It's kind of the reverse of
It
her and Matt
was.
Smith.
Yeah.
Because with Matt Smith and David Tennant, even the one episode, she knows and he knows nothing, and she's coy and playing with him and messing with him, and then they flipped it and it really worked.
Yeah, I'm glad they did that instead of just playing off the same thing that she did with Smith and Tennant.
Yeah, I just loved it. I thought it was so good.
So I guess if you're comparing it Christmas special to Christmas special, I can see why. But I wasn't even thinking that. I wasn't even thinking like that. I was like, the superhero thing, what I felt about the superhero thing was that it was a little forced just because that's all the rage right now. Everything is superheroes and comic book adaptations. There's so many movies and TV shows, and of course we all appreciate that here, except for Sarah.
I like that one.
The Flash.
Yeah.
Of course.
I like
Everybody
that.
likes The Flash.
Yeah, I don't mind that when you have that one on. I was interested in that one.
Okay, that's good to know.
Remember, I watched a bunch of it with you.
I don't.
Okay.
He was so enthralled himself.
I probably watched I think a whole season with you.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
but so I like that one fine.
It's a ringing
And
endorsement.
maybe that's the other part of it is that it's like Kyle said, I just don't need that from my Doctor Who. Like, get your chocolate out of my peanut butter. I don't.
Doctor Who is his own brand of superhero.
You know,
Yeah.
he is.
He's his own superhero by himself. Yeah.
He is.
And maybe I'm just cranky and I'm just being too mean about the whole thing. Maybe it's fine.
You
I
can
don't know.
have cranky fans.
I know.
We don't always have to agree.
I think I loved Doctor Who so much. Like, I started watching when Smith, then I went back and watched all of them.
Yeah.
I did, because you were watching. And I was like, who's that? Hello. And then I started watching and I was like, oh, this is really cool. This is kind of like Star Trek. I'm not a smart nerd. I just make the connection.
They're in space sometimes.
They're flying around. And then I went back and I was like, oh, I love this. And I loved River and I loved all that. And then Capaldi came and I was like,
Catherine Tate was like
Catherine Tate.
I think we talk about her every
You
single
do. You
time.
bring up Donna every time.
She's my favorite.
Love her.
She's just great. I love her.
I still would love to see her
So
and
many
Capaldi in an
companions ago.
episode together. Her and Capaldi as Dr. Companion.
I don't know if I would understand the thing they were saying.
That's okay. I think it'd be awesome.
We're not going to move past it. We want her.
We want her.
Can she be the next Doctor?
That was one of
Make
the weird
it
rumors,
happen.
but
So me and Kyle are on the not Donna train. So
you don't like her?
She annoyed me.
Oh,
I had a hard time getting through those episodes.
You can leave my
Newbie,
house.
you're done. If you don't like Donna, you can't be
My
here.
favorite.
I just don't love her. I don't.
You like her fine.
You're
I
not.
like
You're not.
her.
A
That's okay.
But
You
I
can
don't
work
love
it.
her.
Okay.
Like, you guys are having whoa, and I'm sitting over here like, I don't get that. But
You don't love Martha, do you?
I like
I like Martha.
I do not like
But you
Martha.
can't-
Yeah.
But you don't love her, right? It's okay that you like her, but you don't love her.
I don't think she knows her.
I
mean,
feel
don't
like
think-
I'm having a 7th grade. But I
Do we
love
need
it
to
at the
rank
same
the-
time. Of Tennant, I mean, Rose is my favorite, which I know some people don't like Rose, but Rose is my favorite of those companions. Sorry, question mark?
No,
Like,
you're not.
but I do like Martha and I do like Donna, but for very, very different reasons.
See, I'm always Jack Harkness is the best companion.
Well, yeah,
Well,
I don't even put him in the
obviously.
same category as the
He's
females.
a bit of a side companion.
He gets his own show.
Yeah. He was
Yeah,
that.
Jack?
Yeah.
John
Captain
Bell.
Jack?
Oh, Captain Jack.
Yeah.
What did you call him?
Jack
his-
Harkness.
Oh, his last
His
name.
name?
I didn't hear what you said, and I was like, is this another,
just my
like,
nickname
did
for
he
him.
get
I
cut
think
out of a thing? Because remember then those one people came, like Jenny and the not dragon, what was that thing in the...
I know what you're talking about, but I can't.
And
There are
the
a
short,
couple.
the colonel,
Vastra.
and I'm like,
Yeah,
where did these people
Vastra.
come from?
Vastra.
I did not know. I was
Jenny,
And
Strax.
but I pretended like I knew,
Strax.
but I had no idea. So I didn't know if he was
Strax.
another one of
He's
those
the third
folks
Doctor
that
callback. That species.
all the people.
All the things.
I liked it when Donna's grandpa would come along.
Yeah,
He was
that
fun.
was charming.
Yeah, I like
We met him in a Christmas episode, didn't we?
Yes, we
Yes.
Before we met Donna.
Although
Yeah.
he is the reason David Tennant died, so how much can you like him?
See?
did. David
But that
Tennant
was
is alive,
heartbreaking.
so you must mean the doctor. Because I'm pretty sure David Tennant is that evil guy in Jessica Jones.
He is.
That's why I won't watch
still
it.
love it. I love it.
We still fangirled over him
we
being a
did.
horrible person.
Yeah, it's like he's being all rapey, and I look over at Hilary, and she's still
I'm like-
smiling.
You don't do that to me, David. That's fun.
Edit this out. No.
He needs to know how much I love him.
This went off the rails.
I think this shows how much we're not a fan of this particular Christmas special.
And also, we do a Jessica Jones podcast. Okay, so Doctor Who and the Christmas special.
I was expecting a lot more from this Christmas special because they took the year off because this will be Stephen Moffat's last season or series as the showrunner.
Who's taking over for him?
The guy who does Broadchurch.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we talked
Because
about
Broadchurch is now done after this season.
Yeah.
It's done after season 3. So he's going to step in. So Stephen Moffat and team wanted to take the year off to really make this a really awesome season.
Starting after this episode?
That's what I think. Because I'm like, if you took the year off to
Moffat-
prep the season, I was expecting a lot more because we had a year.
I mean, the superhero just kept abandoning a baby the whole episode.
That was not okay.
Well, he was the nanny.
That's why Sarah was mad.
Yeah.
I think so. I'm sorry. She was paying him good money. And he just running around. No.
Yeah.
What
That-
a terrible person saving so many people.
But not
I don't
baby.
care. I'm paying you to
save the
save
baby.
my baby. So.
He did save the baby.
Oh.
I thought the guy that played Grant, and he's been in other things.
He did fine, but
yeah.
I think the problem with the superhero aspect is it was all of the stereotypical tropes of, you don't know who I am, I'm in this room.
Yeah.
Well, I
Well,
think they even had like a globe on top of the one building.
Yeah,
they
they
were
were
spoofing
spoofing
they
Superman.
sure
Well,
did.
because that building was
Yes,
used
it was
in a
the Daily
Superman
Planet.
thing.
Yeah.
It was in either in a movie or a TV episode or something.
And like the Lucy was supposed to be like Lois's
sister.
sister.
Yeah,
Well, she was a
named
reporter.
for-
Yeah, she
Yeah.
was a reporter.
There's lots of... It was basically a Superman homage.
And there were, I
Yeah.
think there was a couple Batman references in it too.
Yeah.
And the doctor also did say, with great power comes great responsibility.
Responsibility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's your Spider-Man.
Well, tell me some of the Easter eggs in this episode.
Okay, I gotta look on my list.
Oh, okay.
But there wasn't a lot of them because I also sometimes find it hard to understand them. So that's not only Sarah's problem.
Got it.
Well,
Just get swept up in the moment.
there was the one Easter egg during the news conference when they said if you have any more questions, direct them to these two people, and then the last names were the same names as the Superman.
Yeah, they wrote
creators.
Superman. Schwartz and somebody.
Yeah, they're two S names. Kylie will.
Siegel and Schuster.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
I accidentally deleted it. Hey, yeah, Schuster and Siegel. They mentioned them.
Mm-hmm.
I think the ghost guy, was meant to be a combination of Superman and Batman because he talked like this.
Yeah.
So,
Well, because that's what you do now.
And
when
he
you're
has
a superhero.
cowls. Superman is.
did you catch the joke when they were in Japan? How did you get everybody to leave the building so fast? Oh, I flooded the lobby with Pokemon. Did you hear him say
Yeah.
that?
They did Pokemon Go reference.
That has nothing to do with Superman.
Oh.
But I thought it was
But it was
funny.
pop
That's really going to
culture.
date that episode.
It will. 'Cause-
Yeah, because like that craze is kind of done now.
Yeah, it kind of died a death.
We'll
I
see.
never
People keep coming into the zoo looking for Pokemon.
Really?
Right.
Where
they
safari
12?
stop.
Are they
No.
12?
They're like
One of them
college
was
people, aren't
60.
What?
Ish.
Well,
they?
you
The
know.
front door. We can
Anyway,
go back on track.
and action.
Doctor Who.
Go.
So, well, there wasn't many more because we already mentioned a lot of them.
Oh,
I know.
that hardly seemed worth it.
Well, yeah, I saw
know.
when we were watching, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, this is cute," but
The
yeah,
doctor kept eating snacks. That has nothing to do with Superman, but he had sushi.
Does it
you know.
have anything to do with
that's
anything?
interesting.
No.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting
So-
that he was all of a sudden had an oral fixation with food.
Did anyone else think it was weird that the one guy was in there getting his brain like sucked out and replaced, and the doctor and that lady were just listening and they didn't help?
Because the other guy came out and they
were two
they ran
men
and
in
hid
there.
it
Yeah.
hid from him.
There was the
Lame.
scary kind of German guy. And then
I mean,
there
I
was
feel like the
other
doctor
guy.
probably could have helped.
Yeah, he didn't even try. Rude.
I'm just more being entertained by Sarah's hatred at this point.
I felt very confused by it all. It just didn't seem like, I don't know. It didn't seem like a Doctor Who to me. It
Yeah.
just,
It
Well,
was
he
a
kept letting the
movie with
superhero
Doctor
be
Who
the
as a
main-
side character.
yeah.
So if you were to give this episode 1 to 10 stars, 10 being the best, 1 being the worst, what would you give it? Go.
It's rough.
See, I'd say 6 because I still enjoyed it, but as in terms of the pantheon of Doctor Who, it was lesser.
I was gonna say 7 because I'm always just kind of forgiving anyway.
I wasn't-
I just saw the episode for what it was and enjoyed those parts of it instead of dwelling on the things that I maybe saw that were flawed. That's kind of what I do with a lot of things.
Well, I judge
that I watch.
everything based on A 0 or a 1 is dinosaurs on a spaceship. And 10
So you like it a lot?
No. And 10 is David Tennant.
Since she mentions that one almost as much
I do,
as
because I hate it. And this one I would put very solidly.
I liked it too.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I hated that dinosaurs episode.
I don't understand.
I'm going to go home and watch that.
I know.
You do that.
You know what?
And you tell me how much you love it.
I'm going to.
I don't even remember it at all.
See?
It's Smith, right?
There was
It's
a
a Smith.
Triceratops. He wrote it. It was interesting.
That's
Yeah,
the
it
only
was
image I
literally
really
dinosaurs
remember.
were on a spaceship.
Oh,
That
that's
was the
just-
plot. Yep. So based on that
Star
scale,
Trek's done it.
I give this one a solid meh rating of a 5.
Okay.
Oh.
I
Five
didn't
doesn't
love
sound
it.
that
I
bad.
didn't hate it. I don't know. My favorite moment was when they referenced Osgood in a little throwaway. Like the unit
Yeah,
guy was
Osgood.
like, yeah,
I like
he was
Osgood.
getting Osgood.
Who's Osgood?
She's
The
from
one
the
with the
50th
glass.
anniversary.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
the glasses. She had
I get that confused.
She was a
Oswin
She wears the
Yeah,
fourth Doctor
here.
That doesn't
scarf.
and Oswald.
doesn't
Like,
look
they're
like
all, I
that.
don't...
This
There was
girl,
a doppelganger
this girl.
of her?
Good.
Recognize her?
No.
Okay.
No, I got nothing.
She's in the 50th.
with the mistress.
And then she was in the
People listening to this are like, why is she on this panel? She does not know anything.
She's Kate's assistant.
The master is back
And
with
then
the
there's the
mistress.
Zygon
Unit thing.
invasion.
It's sure.
It's not a
yes.
single
Oh,
episode.
yeah, that one. Will that get you guys to stop? Because I got nothing.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I know
You're not trying, Sarah.
Wow.
Well, now I'm just even more mad, so I'm going to give it a worse rating. I didn't like, if it weren't Doctor Who, if it were not a Doctor Who and Nick was like, hey, just watch this with me, I'd probably give it like a 5, like a meh. I don't know what's going on. I wasn't bored.
Yeah.
You didn't like it.
But knowing that it's Doctor Who, I think it could be better. I'd say like a 3 or a 4.
I would say a 5 to 6, 5-6 area. I wasn't, again, not bored, but the only thing, like, it did not give me hope. But like I said, I'm excited because I knew who the new companion was, and I like the idea that there's going to be the second companion too. And they kind of teased, I would have wanted more of it in this episode, but like there seemed to be a reason why he saved that guy.
Nardole?
Yeah, because he was lonely. Or
Well, I think it's
whatever.
just, they really like Matt Lucas, too. And there was a lot of...
He's from Gallivant. One episode.
Wow. He's also been in a lot of other things. But there was just a lot of disappointment that his role in the Husbands of River Song Christmas special was so little that they brought him back for this one because they love him and he's very talented. And so then Moffat's like, let's put him in the next one.
Doesn't sound like taking a year to plan the season.
I know, right?
Well, a lot of people have been ready for Moffat to be done for a while.
Me.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's just another
he's just-
example.
he's
Well,
splitting
and that's
his
something
time
John
so
Barrowman
much.
talks about every panel because he has a
does.
strict no Jack Harkness rule, and the new guy is willing to have Captain Jack come
Come
back
back.
And everybody wants
and bring
him
back
to.
the other companions from David Tennant. Like
That's
Yeah.
what
when
we
he
want
wants
in the Who
yeah.
verse.
That's you want that.
Yeah, you want the
Damn it.
comics.
Donna Noble.
No. Give her back
She
her
sounded
memories.
got excited.
I don't even need her memories. Just her there. It's
Just
fine.
even just her
Sure.
like walking down the street and the
She
doctor
could have
being
a random
like,
twin.
"Hello."
I don't care.
Or she could come in completely not knowing what's going on and be a new companion in the form of Donna Noble.
I would be fine with that.
So I'm going to rate this Christmas special a 7.
Whoa.
I liked it. I was entertained. It's, in my head, it's shaky. There are flaws, and it's not the best episode of Doctor Who, but I didn't hate it. I enjoyed watching it the second time better than I enjoyed the first time, which I did watch it a second time, so I could remember what we were going to talk about today. I'm probably a little bit more forgiving, but I also really missed it, so I guess that's kind of where I'm sitting. I was like, yay, Doctor Who, it's been a year. I love you. Okay, that's it. So,
True.
and I'm the big converted one, the one that everybody was like, why aren't you watching
I
this?
know.
I can't remember how many times I was like, this is like British and
I
nerdy.
know.
And Kylie's not watching
There
it?
were like 17 people that were like,
was
what
like,
are you doing with your life?
what the hell's
watching
wrong
other
with you?
things. So clearly there's divergence of opinion, but we all fall, it's probably an average of a 5. When in
Six.
fact,
7 to 3,
6.
make 5.
yeah.
Oh yeah, 3. You said 3.
Well,
She said 3 or 4.
3, 4, man. I agree,
heard-
man.
She said 5, but because it was Doctor Who, you expected
Yeah,
it better
She gave
from
it
Doctor
demerits.
I did.
Who. On its own, it's a 5, but
Yeah,
because she
I-
knows Doctor's better than that. Sorry.
Yeah, it just
Sorry.
it would confuse
No, you're
me.
fine. You
Take to explain.
retranslated, and I remembered as soon as you did.
So Stephen Moffat's last season, Peter Capaldi's last season, He's going to regenerate in the next Christmas special. There's been lots of talk and rumors. Who do you want to see as the next Doctor, ideally?
A woman.
Idris Elba.
Wait.
Everything Idris Elba.
Wow.
Did you say he's going to regenerate in the next Christmas?
Yep,
It's
the
the
Christmas
next
special.
Christmas.
See
They're
that
going to
guy
have
from
one
The
more
Office?
season with Capaldi, and then...
Oh, and then he's going to...
Then-
Yeah,
my
yes.
brain wasn't working.
Because
Yeah.
it's April.
No, that makes sense. Okay, sorry.
It
I'll
starts
tell you later.
next Saturday. We have the whole summer.
Yeah, I get you.
I'm surprised this
She's
waited this
explaining
long.
the calendar. So you just want any woman, and Kyle wants Idris Elba, which has been rumored.
See, I don't like them, because in the classic series, Time Lords stayed male and Time Ladies stayed female. I don't like that they changed that. I mean,
Changing
that was
the
very well
continuity.
established in classic Who.
Just listen to what you're saying and rethink it.
I mean, they have changed continuity things.
But did the continuity in the classic say that they...
Yes.
Okay. I'm fine with you. They also said you only get 12, right? Like,
That's
That's why I said they've
Your
changed
favorite
other-
movie.
They did establish that Razalon could grant as many as he wanted. He limited it to 12, so no one could gain in power as much as him.
Well, they clearly went back on that.
I'd like it to be Donna Noble or River Song. So those two
just saying
people.
characters that have already...
But I like those two people, and they're good. I don't want some random lady. I don't know. I gotta get used to her accent. I don't know what she's going on about.
See, that is true. I mean, you have, no matter whether you like them right away or not, you really do have to get used to whoever it is.
Yeah.
all
It's
over
the
again.
Doctor Who cycle.
Yeah.
You feel what the companions feel.
Yeah.
I would take Gillian Anderson in a heartbeat.
Is
Yeah,
she rumored?
There was a
Yeah,
brief rumor,
there
but
was
I
a
don't know
brief
if that's...
rumor.
I don't think
Scully,
Yeah.
be the Doctor!
She's already on like 5 things right
And the
now.
worst
She's
thing
so
is
busy.
very busy.
And they did greenlight more X-Files episodes.
Yes.
They did
Ooh.
do that.
Holla.
Did anyone else have any wants before I read some of the other rumors?
I mean, Matt
And did you guys read
Isn't
that
it,
Matt Smith wants to come back?
I did.
That what?
Matt Smith wants to come
He
back.
can't. That would.
He
I
can't.
love him, but that would
Well,
be
it's
weird.
because
What are you
they
talking
set
about?
up a
Is it
precedent
because
because
he's done nothing
when the
with his
fourth
career?
Doctor's
Has
talking,
Tom Baker
when
appeared?
the
No,
fourth
he's in the crown, and that's really...
Everyone calm down and listen.
Very good.
We need Kyle on
when the
this.
fourth Doctor talks to the 11th Doctor, he tells him you're going to revisit some old faces.
Tennant already came back. Why are you guys freaking out? It's been
But
established.
he's going to regenerate into old faces, like
Yeah.
the fourth Doctor coming to talk
Yeah,
to
it's a
him.
little bit different.
It's a
than
little tongue-in-cheek.
Doctors.
He could
seen on
become
the
Donna Noble. He knows her face.
They melded. She technically was Dr. Donna.
Yeah.
Why am I not writing for them? Call me, Steven.
Well, he's leaving. You
Yeah.
want Chris to call you.
Well, I could have his job.
I want that too.
So did you say who, like, your...
Yeah, who do you want it to be?
I don't
Doc?
know. I don't have a strong opinion. Read the rumors and maybe I'll vote for one.
I'll go with the ones linked to other CPU shit episodes, since there's quite a few. First, Andrew Scott has been rumored. Moriarty from Sherlock.
Oh, I like him.
So see, now that she's on Sherlock, she understands.
I vote for him.
Here's an interesting one. David Harwood?
Harewood. He's the
Yeah.
Martian Manhunter.
Mm-hmm. And
No,
Cyborg.
I don't want him to leave Supergirl, so no.
Yeah, he's really excellent on Supergirl. Oh
And-
my goodness.
I don't like that show.
Third
Are
CPU
you
show.
for real?
They don't like, he ranked it last.
Yeah, I know, because
I don't... we have to rank them. Just last doesn't mean bad. Just not as good.
Yeah. I was listening to the commentaries.
Olivia Colman, who's already been in,
Yeah.
not only been in an episode of Who, which so is Capaldi,
Yeah.
and she's worked with Tennant and Rory. I don't know.
Oh, she's the woman from Broadchurch, right?
And I like her.
I like her.
She'd be good.
There's a bunch of other random people. The biggest rumor that I hit and saw that kind of caught wind was Tilda Swinton, but I think that
I
died
do
down
like
too.
her. She's icy.
Yeah. I
But
like
see,
her,
my
but I
thing-
don't know.
I think, like, for me, like, there's just that little bit of magical feeling that comes along with being the Doctor, even if you're kind of grumpy Peter Capaldi sometimes. And a lot of those people that were mentioned, I don't think... I mean, they're all good actors, but I don't know if they have that.
Well, and the funny thing is, every time the Doctor needs to regenerate, everyone speculates all these celebrities,
It's
and then
probably
they
gonna be
always
none
go
of
with
these.
somebody that's a smaller character actor.
Yeah, that's true.
But Capaldi was pretty...
He's a
He's done
seasoned.
a
He
lot.
was
He's
well
prolific,
known.
but I mean, he was not like
Yeah.
a movie star like Tilda Swinton, like where you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Well, yeah, like,
And he's more
honestly-
well known in Britain as opposed to across the pond.
He auditioned for Doctor Who in the classic
Yeah.
era and didn't get it. And so he got more famous since then and then did it.
I like the idea of Andrew Scott, especially if they're
Me
not going to
too.
make any more Sherlock, which
Well, even
is
if
the
they-
heavy rumor.
If they
Do
make more Sherlock,
They-
We need
said
another
that
white
before.
man. Do we? I don't mean to be that person.
I don't mind another white man, but we could take a break from him.
I don't care as long as they're good.
Yeah.
Patrick Stewart, that's who I want.
Patrick Stewart! I don't know. He can't really divorce himself from Jean-Luc Picard or Professor Xavier. Kenny.
Yeah,
I don't know. That'd be weird.
I think
Plus,
he
he's
could
getting
do it.
on. He's getting a little long in the tooth. What? I say this with all admiration and respect, but he is. And he just adopted a cute dog.
So he does have some priorities.
He has some things to do.
I'm not sure you understand the time commitment of owning a dog, but we can talk later, I think.
Now I have a cat. Anyway, I mean, I don't care as long as the person that they find is good.
And cares about the character.
And
Like,
cares
Now I
about
kind of want it to
character.
be Idris Elba a little, if it can't be a girl, because I like him.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
amazing.
they need to do something where it's not a white guy.
and say what you will about Capaldi not being able to understand it. All his interviews talking about Doctor Who, you tell he really takes it seriously, which is nice.
Yeah, he's very passionate about it.
Yeah.
And to be fair, he's the first Scotsman that's been allowed to be Scottish.
Yeah.
I feel bad that I don't like him, because sometimes I think maybe it's just maybe the writing that I don't
Some
like
of the
too.
episodes, because some of the episodes he's like,
They're
I
real
don't-
stinkers.
No, I like him, but I think
Yeah.
I'd have to rewatch Eccleston to decide. But I think from all 6 of the Tennant Matt Smith series, I think both of these would be lower than all of them, even the Martha year.
Yeah, I like Capaldi's era less than the previous 3.
I do too.
Eccleston included.
Yeah. I just feel like Moffat's at the point where I think he's running out of ideas, which is no fault of Capaldi's.
Well, and I also agree that the chemistry, I still liked Clara, but I felt like the chemistry, and we talked about this the last time, between her and Capaldi just kind of killed.
It was lacking.
It was lacking. It just didn't, and they ran it for 2 seasons. Like, I was surprised she came back for the last one, and I feel like the last one was not as good as the one before, but I go back and forth on that.
Speaking of her, I just saw a thing, so I don't know if it was new or not. One of the little bonus scenes that they filmed with, I think it was Matt Smith, did a scene with this little girl. Have you guys seen it?
No.
Keep talking.
I kind of don't want to, because then, oh, whatever. He's talking to this girl on a playground, and it turns out it's Clara. Like, we see the first time he meets her.
Clara.
I feel like they just did that, or I just found out about it.
You probably just found out about it. Because
But
they
if you
would've-
guys haven't seen
Well,
it,
they would have filmed it during Matt Smith's tenure. They wouldn't have brought him back for just this one little.
Have you seen the trailer with Bill, the new companion?
No.
I've like seen
Is that a girl?
her.
Yeah, it's a girl.
Okay, because I thought I saw it, and then you said Bill. And I'm like, who's
Actually,
that guy?
she is not white to go, and she's also the first openly LGBT.
Character or actress?
Character.
That played
Character.
that character.
I didn't get that from the trailer, but I
No,
couldn't understand
it's
what she was
not really
saying.
in the trailer. It came out in a press release. Or
I did see her. I saw her.
The
She
the
looks-
little I saw of like her mannerisms kind of reminded me of the quirkiness of Oswin, but
A little bit.
But I didn't see much. Like that's going on less than a minute of. Anything.
Yeah, it's hard to judge when we haven't really seen a full episode yet.
The thing I really keep wanting to see more of in Doctor Who in general is Gallifrey and Time Lords, and I eventually want to find out what happened to Romana from the classic Who.
You keep bringing her up.
Or
It's the only
his
Time
granddaughter.
Lord companion. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, the
Susan?
granddaughter. Jeez.
Yeah, I mean, they've mentioned in like a lot of the radio plays and stuff that she survived the Time War and she's out there, and then. They
Well,
never
why
go
wouldn't
anywhere
she?
with it.
Who?
The very first Doctor.
His companion was his granddaughter.
Yeah.
Huh? Okay.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
first Doctor's companion, Susan, was actually his
Yeah,
granddaughter.
'cause we know what
She's
happened-
a time lady.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because we know what happened to the other 2 companions, the teachers, from season 1, the very, very first one. They've brought them up.
Explain
Yeah, we
that.
don't, and then we don't know what happened to Jenny, the daughter that was created from scrambling his
Yeah.
DNA.
Isn't that Peter Davidson's daughter in real
It's,
life?
And
it
David
is, and it's
Tennant's
David
wife.
David
Tennant's
Tennant's wife. I remember her. She was
She's
blonde.
a lucky woman.
Yeah. She's a daughter of a doctor and married to a doctor.
It's in the family.
Yep. Yeah, because that was just a little one-off. It would have been fun just to kind of have a check-in with her.
Tie some stuff back in.
But that's all the Russell T Davies era and earlier too, which Moffat apparently is against. So
Well, that's short-sighted.
Yeah, he's kind of a little bit
That's why everybody complains
full
about
of
him.
himself.
I mean, I get making your mark, but you did a full
You should
series
be open
proving
to the
yourself.
whole universe because you're only gonna.
You're limiting yourself.
You are limiting yourself. You can only grow from that situation,
Yeah.
which is one of the things that John Barrowman
And it makes it
says.
easy to skip them if
Yeah.
they don't tie into stuff. Like when people are rewatching, they could just be like, "Nah, I don't need to watch Capaldi. Maybe the River Song episode." But
Yeah, I don't really know who it's going to be, but I agree with you. If it's somebody who's worthy of it, likes to do it.
I mean, people talk
Good
about
at it.
Cumberbatch too, but I don't
That's-
think
that's
that's
not
going to
gonna
happen.
happen.
That would
way.
be. He's too big.
He's
Yeah,
too big.
and he's
You-
signed on to like
he's-
5 Marvel movies now.
And he's
Yeah.
like so well known as Sherlock.
Yeah, you need to have
Right.
somebody who's not
Which
as
is
well
also
known.
a Stephen Moffat show.
Yeah.
Right.
So good.
That's for the Sherlock podcast.
It's teasing it.
I know. Oh yeah, that's coming up.
It's coming. It's coming.
Does anyone have any other thoughts about the Christmas special or the future of Doctor Who and or the Doctor character himself or herself?
Bring Sean Pertwee into an episode. We already got a different Doctor son.
Well, he's busy.
He could do an episode.
If I were not on this podcast, I would not be watching the show anymore. There, I've said it. They've kind of lost me. So good job, Couch Potatoes, for keeping me in it to win it.
Oh.
But
You're blaming us.
no, I'm saying but I'm being serious. Like if I was not on this panel, I would not be watching anymore. So they better reel me back in. I know that's their main goal is to get some random lady from Michigan hooked on them again. But come on, reach me, Doctor Who. They're all mad now.
So with all that has been said, what I'd like to do now is read our conclusion statement, which goes like this. CPU, exclamation point, was produced by Back Pocket Productions, run by yours truly, the Chief Couch Potato, and hails from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Please, if you like what you hear, take the time to rate us on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, or Google Play, which means give us stars. I won't tell you how many, but I have a few in mind. Or comment on YouTube so that we can spread this word more effectively. If you have suggestions on shows we might consider that we're not already covering, contact us at our website, couchpotatoesunite.wordpress.com, via email at couchpotatoesunitepodcast@gmail.com, or via Facebook and Twitter, though we are adding new and old shows to chat about around the water cooler all the time. As always, we have several more new episodes coming down the pike and are available and searchable via the web. We're everywhere! Just subscribe or find us. You will. It'll be awesome. Search for us. You can catch up on past seasons of Doctor Who, as we mentioned, the revival series only, on Amazon Prime. They're apparently who's got the contract right now. In the meantime, Series 10 of Doctor Who premieres on BBC America on April 15th, 2017. So until next time, and until the next time the CPU Doctor Who panel reconvenes, keep listening, keep watching, stay tuned. Bye-bye.